And just to start off, I wanted to ask Shreyas about, so you spoke about the lack of a quality Indian spinner, but you've got the option of Shahbaz Nadeem in your bowling lineup, and he's been successful for Delhi in the past, especially up top in the power play. So do you not like consider him a good option there?
Um, I mean, no disrespect to Nadeem, but he hasn't done well for us at least in the past 2 years, and I don't see him at least being as good as Nabi or Rashid Khan, obviously. But I'm not sure if we can afford to play Nadeem because he isn't that good with the bat. And I think we'd rather, at least the franchise would rather pick a fast bowler instead of him. And they would like to take some overs of, I don't know, if they play Virat Singh or Abhishek Sharma. So that's, I think, the best Indian spinner that we can play.
Fair enough. If anyone's got any other questions or points to be brought up.
I have a question. It's about spinners actually, now that we're talking about it. I want to ask you guys, what do you think about the impact Rashid Khan is going to make this IPL? Because for the past few years, like even though we always used to say it's how quickly he gets the ball out of his hand, that's what makes him so hard to read. But the more international games he's played, he's becoming more readable. So that X factor that was with Khan a few years ago is not necessarily there, again, because people are more used to playing it. So how do you think that's going to affect Rashid Khan? Because even if I remember last IPL, he was really good at keeping the runs per over down at the end, but he was not taking as many wickets as he was the year before. So is that Rashid Khan factor really going to be as strong this year? And if not, then what really spin option is there?
Yeah, so I think, this is just my view, but from what I've seen from the last maybe 2 years, when Rashid Khan first came, he was getting a lot of wickets because he had the whole mystery factor around him. But I feel like now it's kind of what happened with Sunil Narayan for a bit. When people start seeing that you are so good and you can take so many wickets, they start playing against you with a lot more respect. And instead of targeting you, they try to pick out your 4 overs for, let's say, 20, 24 runs, and then target the other 16 overs. And I think that's what's happened a lot with Rashid over the last few years. So now it's his turn to show that whether he can now evolve as a spinner and become more wicket taking again, rather than allowing people to play him out and maybe for 1 wicket. Because I know a lot of teams have tried to play him out. And I remember a couple of seasons ago, I think when Rishabh Pant absolutely tore into Rashid Khan, he took him for a bucket load of runs, and I think the innings he scored 128. It was Rashid Khan and Bhuvneshwar he mainly targeted. So Rashid needs to ensure that he doesn't, because he's such a key component, as we've spoken, of this Rajasthan team. He needs to really stand up and be counted, especially in terms of taking wickets. I feel like he needs to evolve this year.
Let me just add, I don't agree with you, Noor and Ahaan. I think Rashid Khan is still taking as many wickets as he always did. I'm just going back to have a look, and I think that in his first in 2017 IPL, he played 14 matches, got 17 wickets. Then in the 2018 IPL, he played 17 matches, got 21 wickets. And 2019 IPL, he played 15 matches, got 17 wickets. So I think the sort of proportion of matches to wickets are the same. His economy rate has stayed in the mid sixes. I don't think there's much change in the bowler that he is. I think it's just his role in the team has changed, going from the wicket-taking bowler. Well, actually, no. I think his role in the team is the same. He's still that sort of X-factor player. But I guess the everyone around him isn't as good as they were before.
Yeah, I guess.
I was also referring to maybe like his international career as well. Along with IPL, because he's taken less wickets there this past 1 or 2 years.
Let me just quickly interject. I think when you talk about Rashid Khan, I think the thing that I've talked about previously also is that this particular season, he's going to be playing in the UAE, which is going to be helpful to him. And we might see the same with Rashid come back. And I think he's playing the CPL as well. So that kind of gives him a bit of a boost. So hopefully, he's warm enough to come and show what he's been able to do. And when Kabir started to point out that his role slightly changed in the team, it actually kind of did, because in the initial seasons, they were seeing him as a key wicket taker, but and not so much as to keep runs restricted. He naturally did that. But now I think, at least in 2018, Williamson looked at him to keep runs in check. And that's when Bhuvneshwar Kumar was also doing really well. And so was Sid Kaul. So they were the ones who took the wickets. So they have, slightly been not as well. And that's kind of affected Rashid's game as well. And it's put more pressure on him to take wickets. And that's why you could see, some batsmen have taken from cleaners. But I think he's kind of mature enough to come back and do what he's good at doing best.
Fair enough.
Yeah.